Hot yoga problems! Wow! Wow! I just got destroyed in a Yoga 2 class, man. It was hot. It was intense. What an extraordinary way to start the day. Getting your face kicked by, it was just insanity, man. And I'm talking figuratively. No one kicked my face, but my body feels like I've been run over by a steamroller on a Mack truck. I don't know, it's crazy. But the problem I want to talk about today, my friends, is the problem of latecomers. Now, I was talking earlier about my own issue recently. I was running late to class. That's very rare. Usually I'm well ahead of the curve. I get there early. I got to get my select spot. Premium space in the corner. Ideally the front, right by the mirror, so I can see myself. When my glasses are off, the world is a giant blob. And I need to have some proximity to the mirror to see what the hell's going on. So I got to get to class early. I'm always ahead of schedule. I'm always ahead, almost always, that is. But clearly not many people are like this. There's a lot of you out there, a lot of you yogis out there that just, I don't know how you do this. You just like, I'm just going to roll into the studio. I'm going to flop around with my water bottle and like, I'm going to run around and get strapped. There's like 5 minutes into class. The people are still rolling into class. What are you doing? Do you realize that's just no way to live, man? You got to get on time. It's the beginning of the day. It's 6 in the morning. Don't say you're late. Get out of bed, man. Your whole day is going to be running behind. You got to get ahead of the schedule, man. And here's the thing. I respect that, if someone pays for a class, they should have access. But what's the latest? I mean, isn't there a cutoff? I taught some classes in school back in the day. I still, not lately, but I was an adjunct in the law prof and public policy, and there was like a rule, if I was 5 minutes late or 10, I think it was 15 minutes. If your professor is 15 minutes late, you could bounce. Okay, I just want to know if there's an analogous rule for yogi. I guess it'd be a little bit different. It'd be like if a student showed up 15 minutes late, the professor could just leave. No, how about this? If the students show up more than 15 minutes late, you just lock the door. No yoga today for you, my friend, because there's a class going on. It's just a challenge. All I'm saying is I get there early. Here's my routine. I get there early. I get my premium corner space, if it's available. It's not always available, because guess what? There are other early risers. There are other people who, like me, although we're outliers, they show up early. There's this couple that comes to my class. I mean, they're there. They might not ever leave. They might just camp out in the studio. They're just always there. They're always in the same spot. I can't beat them. I can't get there. But it's okay with me. I'm cool with it. I respect it. The bottom line is, I get in early and I have a little bit of a routine. I'm kind of waking up still in the morning. I do some breathing exercises, courtesy of Apple Watch. Yes, I have this extraordinary watch. It's way more sophisticated than I need, but there's a feature on there called, breathe or meditate or, whatever. It's like this thing where you click a button and then for 5 minutes, the watch will vibrate in a sort of rhythmic seance, and it's helping you slow down your breath. And so I get a little breath work in there for 5 minutes while I'm waiting for the class to start. I'm kind of getting in the zone, getting amped up. Well, it's like I'm amped down to get amped up, There's got to be some concept here, because it's not like I'm getting motivated. I'm not like listening to Rage Against the Machine and getting pumped up to slay some nuts, no. It's more like I'm breathing easily to get excited about I don't know how to describe it. You know what I'm talking about. If you do yoga, if you don't, you should try it sometime. It's pretty extraordinary. So I get in there early. I like to have my peace and like harmony, and I'm trying to just get in one with the world and get prepared to get my butt kicked on the mat. But there's always these people that are rolling in. They stumble in, man. I don't understand. Like, yogis, I don't know. Most of the people are way better than me in these classes. They're much more flexible. They're much more nimble. They're much more coordinated. But it might be this just freakish thing where that's the only place in life during a yoga class where they have coordination. And then, because it's like going in and out, they are clumsy as F, man. They are like knocking over water bottles, boom, boom, you know, like kicking bricks around, the blocks are flying. Oh, sorry. And then there's like, I'm like, what is going on, man? What are you doing? You're like the clumsy waiter over here, dropping stuff, flattening, you know, I don't understand. So, I don't know, man. It's a problem. This is a yoga problem. That's what this podcast is about. That's what I talk about on my commutes, to and fro. Not really to, more fro. I talk about stuff on my top of my head, a problem that I experienced that day on my ride back to my house. It's a short drive. That means these are little bite-sized episodes. So the problem is latecomers, man. Latecomers. Why? We got to lock them out, man. We got to charge a fine. How can we exact some vengeance on these people? They're destroying my flow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just playing with you, man. I'm cool. I respect it. People can be late, all right? I understand it. Here's the thing. If you have like a 30-person class, the odds are at least 10% are going to be late. If 10%, I'm just making this up, but it's my observation. It's very highly scientific, one-man, observation. If, let's say, 10% of the class shows up super early, I'm in that tail of the distribution. Me and 3 or 4 other people, we always like give little head nods because we know who we are. We're the people. We're the ones. We see each other. Hey, yeah, that's right. Early birds get the yoga. That's right. So there's the early birds, and then it kind of like trickles in, and you got your mean distribution, but then there's these outliers, bro. The outliers, and if it's 10% of a 30-person class, for sake of math and ease and convenience, I think that's 3 people. There's easily 3 people that show up after the class has started. And it's funny because, class is always, they ease into it. I respect that. So you got to, like, ease into it. Usually you're starting in a child's pose or Supta Body Tadasana. You're like, just getting all into it. Getting all ready to go. But, these people just go in there and they mess it up. And it's something, maybe in the absence of locking people out, that doesn't seem like a viable business model, Raffity. Have you ever tried to run a studio, dummy? No. The answer is no, I have not. I don't understand anything about business world. I just want the world to want, I'm like a consumer who wants everything to work around my schedule. The customer is always right, man. No, the customer in this case is just a lunatic. So, let's say we can't block people from coming in. We can't just lock them out because they've already paid their money. But we could fine them. We could have could we call them out? It's amazing to me. We'll talk about this some other time, but I'm impressed by how the yogis typically know everyone's name. I'm like, dang, man, I can't remember names from my family members, let alone, it's impressive. These people have, like, super memory power. But what I'm getting at is they must know who the late people are. Like, Jasmine, get with the program. If someone shows up late, okay, so that's one solution would be to call them out. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Natasha. Come on. Do better. Like shame people. That's a fine or a tax in a way. It's like a social pariah tax or something. Okay, that's one solution. It's probably not a good idea. You don't want to upset your customers. But how about this? Here's an easy one. This would probably solve it. Although I'm sure it would annoy people too. But hey, there's no solution that's gonna keep everyone happy. I'm just looking for something that keeps me happy. As I pull into my driveway, I'm gonna come up with a solution here. We gotta ban metal water bottles. Those things are like clanky clank clank. Some clumsy late person stumbles in, flops their mat around, freaking steel water bottles. Okay, so that's the other plan. We're gonna ban that so that doesn't disrupt the class. Because if you just had a water bottle, at least you wouldn't hear the rattling. It wouldn't mess with you. Okay, that's the yoga problem for today. Thanks for your time. Namaste, mofos.